What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Now, in the last video I did hint that there was potentially some Caribbean Premier League coming to the channel, and that is exactly what we have here today. I picked the Barbados Tridents. I think it just really came down to, I guess, their kit more than anything. The squads I have are completely out of date, so I do apologise about that. I thought I had the latest ones, but looking through the players that the Tridents actually have this year, there's a few players in there that I don't actually have. I think Kane Williamson is their like overseas international pro, and Kyron Pollard is the local. Oh god, that's a terrible shot. He's a local player. He's in with us at the moment, but I must say the kits do look really cool. It was probably a tie-up between them and the Trinbago Knight Riders, who I believe are now owned by I think the same people that own KKR, the Kolkata Knight Riders, in the IPL. And I am really looking forward to getting into it. Another T20 tournament. Obviously, we did just select to play as Lancashire in our England Blast career. England T20 Slam. Blast, whatever you want to call it. So we do have a lot, obviously, that is coming up in this career mode series, and I really am looking forward to it. Really enjoying sinking my teeth back into some T20 cricket. I think T20... you know, it really is the way that we can go and we can get both batting and bowling in the same video without having to do too much of a highlights package as such. So, fingers crossed it can continue to be successful for us, and we continue to make runs, continue to take wickets as well, because that's something we did struggle with a little when it came to the Pakistani Super League. Hopefully these pitches in the West Indies will suit us a little bit more than they did there. And honestly, stop bowling me short stuff, bro. Stop bowling me short stuff. Give me something I can drive. Not many holes now with the power play done and dusted. We're 6 off 6, Pollard 19 off 12. And all in all, things are not going very well at the moment for the Barbados Tridents. And a run out there would have seen Pollard back in the hut. Would have seen him. He would have been furious. I mean, Kyron Pollard is a guy who gets fired up quite easily, and he would have been absolutely furious with us. Johan Botha into the attack now, the South African. Well, actually, I think he is now... I think technically he could be eligible to play for the Australian national team. I think he's been playing enough in Australia. I think that's where he's been playing his domestic cricket as well. He's been playing for a... I think he's been playing... Oh, actually, I don't know. I definitely know, because he's been playing in the Big Bash for... It would be about 5 years now. And there was some talk a while ago that he would now be eligible for Australia if they did select him. I don't think he ever would get selected for them, but I mean, it is still there, and who knows? You know, stranger things have happened. Obviously, Steve O'Keefe has been left out of the touring party to go to... I'm trying to think where... Ooh, come back for the second. Oh, good running. To Bangladesh, actually. He's been left out of that touring party. A few others have been left out as well, so... I think that's the next real big international series that is coming around. I know South Africa and England are taking part. I don't know if it's just a T20 series or what it is, but I know that they are going to be starting a series, I think Friday New Zealand time, so that's probably Friday English, maybe Thursday English time, because it is an early morning game for us. I think it's about a 5 AM, so probably 5 PM over there on Thursday evening. But that is probably another series that will have... oh, God... Man, oh man, I'm taking some risky singles here. But that'll be a good series as well. Both teams probably underperformed, I guess you would say, at the recent Champions Trophy. You know, both teams very... I would have expected... The way England were playing, I definitely expected to see them near the semi-finals. Obviously, they made it there, lost in the finals. Jesus Christ. I've got to stop taking these risky twos. Otherwise, we are going to see... the back of us very, very shortly. And I want Botha to really get it up full and on those pads so I can flick it away. Nice! The Don Bradman 14 cut. The go-to. And that was actually quite a nice shot. We're just running it down fine there to third man. It's a good wee partnership that Pollard and myself are putting on at the moment. And we'll just continue to probably, I would say at this stage, just nudge it around. There's a nice shot. Not perfect timing. And we haven't really been able to get off on a hiss and a roar in this innings so far. We've been able to nudge it round quite well, and Pollard has been playing the aggressor of the two. He's been the boundary hitter. But it has worked quite well for us at the moment. And another spinner. Jesus Christ. Bloody Spin City here. Alright, so, yeah, down the ground. There isn't really anywhere to go. This guy looks massive. This guy looks like a Suleiman Ben. It could be Suleiman Ben, actually. It could be Suleiman Ben. I may not have upgraded him properly, because Suleiman Ben, left arm spinner, very, very tall. It could possibly be him. Very possibly could be him. But we will never know. Anyway, let's go and move on. Let's talk about something relevant. I was talking about upcoming series. Let's talk about a series that has just finished up, and that is the Champions Trophy. Obviously, the final last night, India-Pakistan. Such hype around this game. This is probably, you know, when they played each other in the group stage, there was huge hype about that. To play each other in a final, you know, just even more hype. And there was a lot of talk about this game. There was a lot of talk about how India were probably going to wipe Pakistan, like, all over the floor and all that stuff. That did not happen. I was very surprised when I woke up this morning. I do know Pakistan got off to a good start. I went to bed about 10:30 and saw how they were going. I was very surprised to see them, that they managed to score 330. But I guess that, you know, that is just Pakistan. If they turn up on their day like they did today, they can be a very, very good side. And they scored 330. I think India in the end were bundled out. It was either 150 or 180. But an absolutely massive win for Pakistan, and huge bragging rights for them, it must be said, in such an important series. You know, this is when India and Pakistan play each other, it's kind of like when New Zealand and Australia play each other in anything, really, you know. It's just one of those rivalries that goes, you know, it's deeper than sport. You know, the people of India and Pakistan, they just really don't like each other, so it will be huge for Pakistan. And also, I believe it could be the first time the lowest ranked team in a ICC tournament has gone on to win the whole thing. So Pakistan were ranked number 8 coming into this tournament. They only just managed to scrape in ahead of the West Indies. So that in itself is an achievement. And there was a lot of talk before the tournament, especially from Pakistan themselves, that there was no pressure on them really in this tournament. They were playing as the underdogs, and it obviously worked in their favour. It worked very well. They won the whole goddamn thing. So, you know, good on them. Good on Pakistan for doing that, putting themselves back on the cricketing map. And you'd have to say now, with the squad that they have, it is a very, a very young squad. So there is plenty of potential for them to climb back up those international rankings, it must be said. I mean, from winning an ICC event, from winning a Champions Trophy, you should automatically go up a couple of places, I reckon. It is really absurd that just how the rankings work sometimes. But I guess it goes on, the way it works is that it goes on basically your home and away record, most recently, I think, against obviously the other teams. So obviously they haven't had a very good run in one-day internationals lately against teams in bilateral series. One also been pretty good. I'm just trying to think how they did in the World Cup in 2015. Oh, get back there. We're not going to risk that. We're not going to risk this good partnership that old Coral and Pollard and myself have gone and put on, because it has been incredible. Badgery coming into the attack now, very late on. Normally a guy who opens up the innings and will bowl from the get-go. And someone actually, Badgery has gone and got Pollard, very first ball of this next spell of his, which does bring Shoaib Malik to the crease. Don't think he was playing. I didn't actually look at the scores or anything like that for this game, for the India-Pakistan game, which is quite sad. I don't know if Malik was actually playing. I don't know if he was part of the squad. I really just do not know. I just have no clue. So, if he was, I do apologise, Shoaib. And I would have apologised even more if I bloody ran you out there, because that is not what we need. I must say, we're in a pretty good state at this stage of the innings, with 100 on the board, 14 overs gone, which is a little bit more than I would like, but only the 4 wickets down, and we've still got, I believe, Shy Hope, and I think who is the West Indian wicketkeeper, and Jason Holder left to come. So there is some batting in this lineup. And then we do a pretty good bowling lineup as well, I must say. We've got, obviously, Jason Holder. We've got myself, Coral Pollard can bowl down his medium paces. And there is one other player as well that I'm struggling to think of. Ravi Rampal, maybe, is in the side. So an ex-international, ex-West Indian international is in the side. So fingers crossed we can get the job done. We finally get the ball away for a boundary. Man, oh man, that had took some time. Malik took Campbell for 4 fours before going and getting himself out. And Shy Hope, that man I was talking about, is now in. And we are going to look to probably try and accelerate in the, I was going to say these last 5 overs. I haven't faced anything for 2 overs, for God's sake. And there is just 3 left to go. And we have got off to a fairly decent start. Hopes is doing well. I think it's actually just Shy Hope. I don't think it's Hopes. Like James Hopes, the ex-Australian all-rounder. It doesn't matter that they have cut that off because we are going to come back and run 4 anyway. So that's great running. Anytime a pair of batsmen, a set of batsmen, run a 4, that is some good running. That is some excellent, excellent running. We move on to 43, so we're on our top T20 score already. And there is still a fair bit of time left in this innings, it must be said. Probably look to get to that 50 and then just absolutely explode and hopefully try and pick up some outrageous amount of runs off the last couple of balls if we can. But for now, we will just continue to keep nudging away these singles, keep picking up these runs, and hopefully get us somewhere around that 160, 170. I think we'll be competitive on this pitch. 2 overs left to go, 12 balls, 144 on the money. And the way things are going at the moment, it is looking as though we are... Oh, what am I doing? Oh my God, I've gone... Oh, what was the non-striker doing? What was the non-striker doing? He did nothing. He stood still like a bloody musical statue. And we're gone for our best T20 score of 45 off 33 deliveries. And look at this. The non-striker just did nothing. I was halfway down the pitch. He should have come down, protected as captain. I am the captain of this Barbados Tridents team. Man, oh man, we are going to need something good from Jason Holden now for us to get a decent total on the board. But Perkins, the man who went and run us out, I'll have words with him, don't you worry. And I'll have words with the guy, whoever was down the non-strikers end as well, because that is just appalling from him. Current run rate 8.57, required run rate 8.77. So they're pretty much hanging in there at the moment. And we do need a wicket because this has been a good partnership by these two. And Perkins, mate, don't try and be cheeky after you were cheeky to me with that bloody run out. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. But some wickets would be nice just to start off. Well, some wickets and a win, I guess you would say, would be the perfect start to this tournament because a win, 45 with the bat, which I think may be close to the top score, and some wickets. You can't ask for much more than that from your captain. So fingers crossed that we can go and do that. And if not, just try and keep the runs to a minimum. That there's not going to help. It has actually been saved. So a good bit of backing up there by the fielder. And it will keep it to 3. So those are the first runs hit off us on this Caribbean Premier League. And it does bring Cameron Delport into the attack. And I'm not really liking this field, to be honest. But no time to change. Let's just go and get into it. Excuse me. My God, I just can't shake this off. I've been feeling... I was really run down on Friday, and I just have not been able to shake off this cold that I've got. I just... Whatever I've done, it just has not worked. So, fingers crossed by tomorrow. Real good. I do feel a lot better than I did on Friday, but just now, doing this commentary, because obviously we talk quite a lot, it has made it difficult at times to continue going through. So, here's another shot down the ground. So that is going to be 5 off the over, which isn't terrible, especially seeing it included 3-dot balls. And that is what we need at this stage. We need some wickets as well. But dots, oh my goodness, we only bowled bloody 1 over. And I think we did enough to get there, boys. Barbados Tridents win by 15 runs. Just the 1 over from the captain. And bloody Nafiz and Khan getting the job done. We grab ourselves a catch. We get Bravo, so I'm definitely happy with that. And all in all, top score in the game, not just in the team, of 45 off 33 before we went and ran ourselves out. Just a 1 over, went for 5 runs, and the Barbados Tridents get the win. So you can't ask for too much more than that there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, remember to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new, hit the bell to become a part of the notification squad as well. Social media links are down below in the description as well, so if you want to chat to me, let me know down there. Until next time, ka kite anoa. See you soon.